So the next one under the contact is to manage your list. So like I said, a list is a collection of subscribers that have been grouped together based on how they are signed up. So let's say you want to create a list and you only want that list to be all your website leads, anyone coming from your website to be in that list. You can create a list and that list will be created and you can add in your website contact into that list. So to create a list, all you need to do is to just click on create list, and when you click on create list, you can add in the name of your list. So let's name this list website contact. So after adding the name of the list, you can click on save. And when you click on save, your list has been created. You can also decide to use any of this method to add in contacts into this list. You can decide to add manually, or you can also decide to import contacts from a CSV file, or you can decide to sync contact directly from Zoho CRM or any other apps. Like I said, like I showed you before, you can also decide to use a sign up form to collect contacts into this particular list. And that means when you create that sign up form and put that sign up form on your website, when people fill in that website, those contacts will be coming directly into this particular list. So whichever method you use, you can go on with that. And I'm going to show you how to do each of them in a minute. So let's say I'll do them later, and let's go back. So as you can see, your website list has been created, and you can also see the contacts view, and you can see the response view also. So you can see the recent campaigns that have been sent to this particular list. You can see the responsive contacts for this list, and you can also see the contact location and their activities also. So you can also go to the contact. Let's go back to contact view, and we can also see the list summary. And because we have no contact in here, we cannot see the list summary. You can also click on the form in here and see the form that has been added for this list. You can also decide to click on setup, and the setup is just going to show you the list settings for that particular list. And as you can see, the list owner is me, and we have this enabled so that sign up forms, when we create a sign up form, we can associate that sign up form to this list. And this is your list key, which you can add into whatever you want to use it for. And the list notification, you can add in a list notification when people subscribe to this list. And you can also click on this button here to check in the campaigns, and you can see those campaigns that have been sent to the particular contact in this list. And you can also see the webhooks that have been attached to this list. So a segment is different from a list in a way that a list is a static combination of leads. So that means if you add in a contact to a list, you cannot update them. You can only update or add more to that list if you are importing to that list, or if you try to import to that list, or you just decide to remove and add in contacts manually to a list. A segment is actually different from a list, and a segment is filtered based on some particular rules that we have set. And we can also decide to use the contact responses, or we can use the contact activities to create a segment. So when you click on create segments, you are going to see here where you can create a segment, and you are going to be able to add on the name of your segment, and you can then add in the criteria for your segment. So let's say for this segment, we want to search for all of those people who have opened our emails in the past 12 months. We can be able to do that by using segments. So we can name this newsletter subscriber list, and we can also decide the criteria that has to be done for this particular segment. So we can say that we want to check for the different fields we have in Zoho campaigns. We can say if the website address is available, or if the website is not empty, or if the website is empty, or if the website ends with something, or if the website contains something. We can also do the same thing for all of the fields we are bringing in from Zoho CRM. Remember, through the sync. So we can also say for the contact, the consent fields, we can say if they agree to a policy. Sorry, we can say if the social media field is available. That means we have the Twitter handle, or we have the Facebook handle, or the LinkedIn handle. We can also say that we want to check the contact based on a particular list. We can say the contact that is in a particular list. We can pick maybe website contact. We can also say that we want to check for webinar fields, we want to check for e-commerce, we also want to check for the CRM deal fields and the CRM account fields. The most common one that people use is the one for the contact activities. So we can use the tag also. We can say if we want to check in contacts that have a a particular tag in Zoho Campaigns. We can say if you want to check for the contact call or if you want to check for the contact source also. So if you can say the source is then a particular something, you can add that in. You can also check in for the campaign activities. So if it is for any campaign that is sent, or if it is opened, or if it is not opened, you can also do this. So let's say we want to check in for campaigns that have been opened, and we want to check for maybe the particular time that has been opened. So we can say we want to check in for campaigns that have been opened for the past 180, for the last 180 days. And if there is anybody that have opened any of the campaigns we have sent out in the last 180 days, they will be added to this segment. We can also decide to add in another criteria, and we can say we want to check in for another thing. And if they open this email, we also want to check if the job title is maybe manager, or if the job title is CEO, or you can even say if the job title contains a particular thing, or we can say if the job title doesn't contain a particular thing. So we can say we want to check in for the job title and it contains manager. Then what we are saying is that for anybody to be added to this segment, they must have opened any campaigns that we have sent to them in the last 180 days, and their job title contains manager. So that means we are using the hand. So what that means is that both criteria must be fulfilled before any of these contacts can be added into this segment. We can also use or if you don't want to use hand, and we can say, and if we use or, what we are saying is that one of these two must be fulfilled before this contact can be able to enter into the segment. So that means the contact must have opened a campaign in the last 180 days, or the job title contains manager. Fulfill If any contacts fulfill any of these criteria, they will be added to the segment. So you can decide to add multiple criteria if you want, and when you changing all of these, you click on save. And when you click on save, your new segment has been created. And when you go into your contact, you can see everyone that has that particular criteria, or anyone that fulfill that particular criteria. And as you can see, we have these three contacts in here. So as you can see, the job title does not have manager, and that means the order criteria has been fulfilled, which is they have opened our emails in the last 180 days. So you can decide to edit this particular segment if you want. And when you edit it, it's going to take you to the page where you can edit some things, and you can click on save when you finish editing, and it's going to take you back to this page. You can decide to delete this segment if you want, and you can decide to create a particular campaign for this segment, or you can decide to do any of these. You can also decide that you want to change the subscription type for all those people in this segment, and you can pick the subscription type you want to change to, and you can click on save and change. When you click on change, this will be changed to the marketing type. You can also decide to clone this segment. That means you want to recreate this segment, and you can decide to perform a mass update. You can decide to update the particular field, or you want to update a particular value of field. The you can decide to update the contact score to maybe 100, or I mean the contact source. You can decide to update the contact source if you want, or just update whatever field works for you. And when you are done, you click on proceed, and you can be able to update that. You can also decide to export all of the contacts that are in this particular segment, and you can decide to save this segment as a list. And you can also decide that you want to delete all of the contacts in this list, and you can also reset the contact score to a particular score. So when you're done with segments and you've added in all of the settings, you can go back. So that is all for segments.